Hello and welcome to Chapter 2, Lesson 5. Today we're going to be talking about estimating sums. Now remember, sums are the answer to an addition problem. So when we hear the word sum, our brain needs to think addition. When you do not need an exact number, a word such as about, that's huge, you guys. Whenever you see about, you think, okay, I don't need exact numbers, is sometimes used. You can find an estimate instead. An estimate is a number that is close to the exact number. Okay, so estimates are really handy. And if I think of a time that I would want to use an estimate, oftentimes I would use an estimate like, let's say I'm shopping at the grocery store. And I want to know about how much money it's going to cost, right? I don't want to sit there if I bought 50 items. I don't want to sit there and add up an exact number. But if I figure out about how much it costs, then I can make sure that I have enough money. Okay, that's when an estimate is going to be handy. So let's practice. Example 1. The board shop sold 342 snowboards and 637 pairs of boots in the last year. Oh, there it is. Whenever we see about, I want you to circle it because it is such an important word and tells us so much about what we're going to need to do. So we're going to circle about. About how many snowboards and pairs of boots did they sell all together? Okay, so we're not wanting an exact number. We just want to know about. So if we're estimating 342 plus 637, we should round first, then add. Okay, whenever we're using estimating, we want to do it before we add. We want to round first before we add. When estimating, you can round to the nearest 10 or 100. Okay, we have to go back to last chapter when we were talking rounding. Here we go. One way, let's round to the hundreds place. So I'm going to circle the 3 in the hundreds place, underline the tens. It's 4 or less, so it means keep the 3 the same. So that one's going to round to 300. Circle the 6, underline the 3. 3 is 4 or less, so it tells us keep the 6 the same. 600. 300 plus 600 equals 900. So we could say that to the nearest 100, the board shop sold about 900 snowboards and pairs of boots. But you can have more than one good estimate, guys. When we're estimating, it's not always like a cut and dry answer. Okay, so let's try the tens place. So let's try estimating to the tens place. Here we go. Circle the 10, underline the 1. 2 is 4 or less, so it's going to keep the 4 the same. So this would round to 340, right? All the digits to the left we keep the same. All the digits to the right become zeros. Here we go. Now we're going to circle this 3, underline the 7. The 7 is 5 or more, so I need to add 1 to my 3. Make it a 40. And keep my 6, 640. All right, so let's see. 0 plus 0 is 0. 4 and 4 makes 8. 3 and 6 makes 9. 980. So to the nearest 10, the board shop sold about 980 snowboards and pairs of boots. So 900 and 980 are relatively close, right? And so they're both good estimates. Okay, so let's try another. Example 2. A board game has $4,140 in play money. Oh, there's that word. About, let's circle it. How much money would there be if 2 games were put together? So we need to estimate 4,140 plus 4,140. We're going to round to the nearest 100. Okay, so if I take 4,140, I would circle the digit in the hundreds place, underline the digit in the tens place. The tens place is 4 or less, so we're going to keep our hundreds place the same, so it's going to round to 4,100. And it's the same number, so we're rounding them the same, 4,100. If I double this, if I add them together, I would get 8,200. So the two games have about $8,200. Don't forget your dollar symbol in play money. At times, you may not be told which place to round a number. You can round to the greatest place. Okay, so if you're not told, we could round to the greatest place, or if that's not even really a hard and fast rule, but you can always use that. The greatest place, right? So in this number, 4,140, this is the greatest place, the thousands place, right? 4,000 is bigger than 100 or 40, right? 4,000 is the biggest place. Example 3. On Tuesday, the White House had 219 visitors. The following day, there were 694 visitors. About how many people visited the White House over the 2 days? So I'm going to estimate 219 plus 694. The greatest place of each number is we've got our 2 and our 6 are both in the hundreds place. Hundreds place. So I need to round to this place. So I'm going to circle the digit in the hundreds place, underline the 1. The 1 is 4 or less, so the 2 stays the same. So we're rounding to 200. Let's circle the digit in the hundreds place, underline the digit in the tens. The 9 is 5 or more, so I need to add 1 to my 100 to get 700. Okay, when I'm adding these together, 0 and 0, 0 and 0, 2 and 7 makes 9. So about 900 people visited the White House over the 2 days. Alrighty, let's go to our guided practice. Estimate. We're going to round each add-in to the indicated place value. Now, I always get kids that say, Mrs. Hamer, what does that mean, the indicated place value? Well, let's look here. This one says 312 plus 27, and then there's a semicolon, and it says tens. So that means we're rounding this one to the tens place. So if I take 312, I'm rounding it to the tens place, that 1 is in the tens place. The 2, I underline it. The 2 is 4 or less, so the 1's going to stay the same. So I would round this one to 310. Now, if I'm rounding 27 to the nearest 10, I'm going to circle the 10, underline the 1. 7 is 5 or greater, so I need to add 1 to my circle digit and round it to 30. Now, if I'm taking 310 plus 30, right, I would get 340. There we go. Now, next one to the indicated place value. Notice it says hundreds. That's our indicated place value. I'm going to take 383 plus 122. I'm going to round it to the nearest hundred, so circle the 100, underline the tens. That 8 tells me I need to add 1, so I'm going to round it to 400. Looking at the hundreds place, circle the 100, underline the 10. That 10 is 2 or less, 2 tens, 4 or less. So we're going to keep it the same at 100, adding together to get 500. Okay, sorry. I got ahead of myself. 400s plus 100s equals 500. So which one was easier, you guys? Rounding to the hundreds or rounding to the tens? I would 100% say rounding to the hundreds. I didn't really have to think so much. 400s plus 100s, 500s. Whereas when I was adding the tens together, I had to think a little bit more. Okay, so there we have it for today. Let's practice some estimating. We're going to practice rounding and estimating today and adding. We are just putting it all together, all these little pieces we've been studying. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time. See you again tomorrow.